Hello, everyone. It is Neil T. Shares and Executioner here from Tru2X.io. We are here today because we are having a nice little celebration. So, Executioner, what are we celebrating today?
Well, today is our first day hitting a 2x on our protocol. Um, and we are accomplishing proof of concept can no longer be denied. The system works, and we are extremely happy. So we are
Yes, we are.
celebrating that 2x in a multitude of ways. Why not?
That's great. Why not? That's it. That's it. And the day that 2X is the day deposit day 20, miner day 21. And for those of you who have been watching or like wondering, why would day 20 2X first? It's because the 2X is a function of the share rate in the system. And you would think numerically day one would be the fastest day to 2X, but because the share rate was so diluted on day one, based upon the number of deposits and the shares available, it did not happen. It will not happen for a while, actually. And because there are only 1 million shares issued every day, the amount of pulse deposit on a day with 1 million shares is distributed amongst that. And so the less pulse deposit on any given day, in this case, day 20 deposits, had the highest number of shares associated with that pulse. Therefore, they received the most pulse per share, thus 2x the fastest.
That's right. Yep. Yep. Less deposits means more shares for everybody, and more shares for everybody means they get a bigger cut of the pie, and their APY is going to be, what was it, like 1,200%?
1,237% was the APR on day 20, day 21 miners in Tru2X, which is, it only took 59 days for that day to double. That's it.
Yeah.
59 days.
So it really accentuates the incentive that the protocol provides for you when there is low deposit volume that's happening, for you to be able to get your market share, especially those that are in heavier days that have already made deposits. Those who want to do compounds really should look into the strategic ability to move from those heavier days like day one, day two, day three into some of these days that are here now. And I get it. I get it. The logic suggests that you think you're moving yourself to the back of the line because you're just making a deposit today. But as you can see, day 21 miners surpassed all those other days extensively because of these dynamics with the share rate. Shares are very important. So you could literally take 10 to 30 times less of your deposit from day 1 through 3 and compound and get 10 to 30 times more shares, which actually accelerates your rate to 2x also 10 to 30 times.
Correct. Because if you look at the slow ticking of day 1, 2, and 3, especially, it's taking them a long time to move up. Once we got past like day 10 and 12, they start slowing down tremendously with their X factors because they were so heavy. And so every day, those who don't understand what would happen if the share rate does, how it works. Every day, 1 million shares are created by the system, and those 1 million shares then are added to an overall share pool that is shared amongst the entire system's miner days. Now, the SRE deducts a certain amount when it makes its deposits, and what's left is added to that pool of people bid on those shares every day. But what happens is as time goes on, these earlier days then are not only they were heavy themselves, they become smaller in their receipts of yield because we took 1 million shares divided by 32 billion pulse on day one, which gave a 4 zeros and a 3 share rate per pulse deposit on average. That's what everybody had. Versus day 20, which got 0.20127, which is a big difference, huge difference in share rate, over 100x difference. Hence the reason day 20 depositors or day 21 miners are. And similar to how T-shares work, this was close we could, those of you who are hexagons understand how T-shares work. The true share system is very similar in some ways that in order to accelerate the yield, you want to acquire as many shares as possible at often. So that's why we have compounding and everything else, allow users to, if they are in any given day, as their dividends, if those dividends back to work on later days, earn shares. Not spending extra capital, thus increasing their overall share total in the net globally.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty interesting how it works. It's I get it. It's a lot to unpack, just like a lot of other complicated, even hex was a lot to unpack for people at a certain point in time. But then eventually everyone became professionals, and then they became influencers, and then they got letters from the SEC. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, right.
Right. We skated through that with flying colors as far as pulse chain, kind of landing pulse chain in kind of an interesting spot, right?
Yep.
Where it has a precedent set with the government, specifically on jurisdictional boundaries. Makes it kind of interesting for this to be our home base for Tru2X to do these things. And we're really, really happy that we decided to do that here on Pulse Chain for building and developing this way. A, we've been here since the beginning. And B, this network doesn't mess around, right? The people that are in it are very serious people. So being able to provide proof of concept for a protocol like this, it's not easy, right? It's a definite daily task to accomplish and keep pushing forward as much as you possibly can. So we're really, really happy with the results that we have and the support that we've gained. Considering we kind of feel like an underdog a little bit. But if you look at all the data, it wouldn't look that way, right? It doesn't suggest that. Yeah. But I think that we always load our workload a little heavy, so that way we know that there's always something to keep pushing for on purpose.
Definitely.
Intentionally.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything we do is very, you're exactly right. We do everything purposefully moving forward. I know Daniel's not here, but because he had a late night working on stuff. But we're looking to expand our ecosystem, work toward different things. And the things that we built within Tru2X have shown us and showcased that these concepts that we've proven to be true work just fine and be evident now as people get their 2X on day 2021. Miners, they are it's proof that the system works, and it's not just the same pulse being recirculated in the system. We could show that mathematically and in the contract that we deposit over 4.5 billion pulse from external yield generation. That's over $47,000 in today's prices worth of pulse that's been earned outside of Tru2X that we've distributed to all the miners who are participating. And so that's a big deal. And we're in the bear. So I want you all to think about that. We're in the bear at the bottom, and Pulse has taken the hardest dump it's taken in since we've started. And we were able to do that at the bottom. So just imagine what happens when we go up, right? And more people come to the chain. We have more volume in the chain, more people, more users, stuff like that. Because we're barely hitting 5 million or in dollars of volume a day on the chain. It's very difficult, and for different reasons. We all know that Pulse chains, gate kept, stuff like that. But we're here, and we built on a very secure chain that runs. There's no downtime. It's decentralized. There's validators all around the world. So there's about 50,000 validators around the world. It can't be turned off, and it gives us solace that we know that when we built Tru2X, that we have to worry about the chain shutdown, that your deposit's secure, the contract's safe, it just keeps running, right? You really can't say that everywhere, and so I feel good about that as being here. Would the chain be better if we had more volume? Of course, we'd all be happier. Our bags be heavier and thicker, and We'd have more green candles and all that good stuff. But the whole market is suffering right now, and for different macroeconomic reasons and stuff like that worldwide. Well, here we are, and we at True DeFi decided to build Tru2X and build these DeFi tools because there's a better way. We're not trading against each other. We're not recycling a bunch of meme coins for you to rinse everybody as they come through and talk about the new community, the new narrative, the new thing, the new movement, whatever that may be. That's not sustainable, and that's not even finance. That's just a gambler's game, really. We're building a financial tool for the future, a financial tool that you can take your pulse, make a deposit, not have to trade it for anything. There's no token to buy. Deposit your time, and when you're ready, and once you're at a break-even point and beyond, you're in profit. Even if you're at a 0.8x and Pulse does a 20x, you're still in profit in dollar terms. You can get out then. Makes no difference to us. It's your choice. It's your tokens, your keys, your coins. Do what you need to fulfill your own life's needs and choices. Right. Here we are, and we built this tool for longevity. It's a multi-cycle tool. It's not a get-rich-quick tool. It's not meant to be a pump and dump or anything like that. We never built it to be. It is designed to be a steady growth engine using Pulse as the token, an SEC beaten product that you don't have to worry about, that you can safely deposit your tokens and earn more Pulse as time goes on.
Yeah. I think it'll be kind of interesting to see how people's psychology plays out in the future when these types of things do happen. Like you get a 5x, like you said, let's say you're at 0.8, you haven't even gotten all your principal back, but the price does a 5x. How many people are going to go, okay, well, I'll just remove the 0.8. I'll take the 5x. I'm good. Price keeps going up and they go, oh shit. Maybe if I would have waited, there's two different sides here. I'm kind of playing both of them at the same time. Some people exit. Some people think to themselves, wouldn't a 10x be better? All I got to do is wait for my 2x, and this 5x becomes a 10x, just like that. Now your multiplier on your X factor is doubled. And you may not calculate that, not right away. But as you do, then it starts to psychologically develop a strategy for yourself when you go, oh, well, maybe laddering in some of these instances would be smart. Think about that, which is fine. It's fine. That's why we're telling you now. You might want to prepare for some of those types of things, because while everyone else is trying to purchase 5 to 10x higher price Pulse, they're not going to get as much. They're going to get 5 to 10x less for their $100. Meanwhile, you are already participating in Tru2X in the first place with deposits that you made from prices that were today, potentially. You're going to have a lot more options than everybody else, and you're going to have a lot more Pulse than everybody else. Period. That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah, the system works. You will
have. So imagine today, we're doing some math. Let's say you got 10 million Pulse or whatever, 100 million Pulse you put in today, whatever that is. And you're compounding, doing your thing, right? And the price 10x's. That's equivalent to 1 million Pulse every other day in Pulse count terms, right? But now you're doing it with 10x more with zero extra economic input because you made a heavy deposit in today's prices, roughly. That's a big deal. That's a very big deal because dollar-wise, when those mines mature, you're 10x above everybody else in token count, and then whatever the price is at that point when you exit. That's a big deal, and you don't realize how much that is until you start looking at the numbers. And when you're only able to afford 4 or 5, maybe 600,000 Pulse for your money, and not millions of Pulse. Wow, that says a lot because now you're in the minority. It's like the people who bought Ethereum at 30 cents versus people who bought Ethereum at $100, right? Yeah. Or even $3 or whatever,
Yeah.
look how much Ethereum the people who got it at 30 cents. We've been buying Pulse at 5 zeros and an 8 and whatever it was, right at the bottom. Those who got in and compounded and bought and made fresh deposits, they are really set up for the future. And then here's the thing: if you're long-term minded, it's not just the first pump that Pulse does. As time goes on, Pulse will eventually do more exits. We know that. The more liquidity will come in. We don't know when, but it will. When it does, we are going to have a 2x after 2x after 2x on top of whatever the price point is. So, say for example, day 21 miners, they 2x already. If they come in again today and make a deposit, they'll be working on the next 2x. So when it matures, it'll be a 4x. And again, then they do it again, and they'll have an 8x, right? Now, all of a sudden, the price goes to 10x, and they're at 80x already. Yep. Just by using the system as it works.
Yep.
And that is the power of compounding, and that is the power of unit acquisition, and the reason why Tru2X exists and how it works in a very methodical and using time to your advantage. Because right now, what else are you going to do with your Pulse?
Yeah.
So the people on today, what are they going to do with it? They double, right? They double their Pulse. What are they going to do with it?
Sell the bottom. Yeah, exactly. What?
We'll sell the bottom and see how that works out for you, right? You can regret it in a year, right?
Yeah.
So why would you just kind of keep compounding? Because you're not going anywhere anyway. If you take a little bit of profit, maybe play around, that's fine. But the point is, if you're serious about your investments, you really want to grow, and you believe that this chain will explode over time, now is the time to accumulate. But people tend not to have that in their mind. They want to think, I'm going to get in and get out. Well, we're not a meme coin. We're not even selling you anything. It's just Pulse. So use the tool as a DeFi service tool to leverage the time you have to grow your value in units. That the units have more value in dollars. You're way, way better.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of fancy how it works. It just gives you a multitude of options and availability to be able to make more responsible decisions for when you do want to take profit or increase your self-wealth portfolio in crypto. High risk investment, yeah. Get involved in true DeFi, Tru2X protocol in particular. You might realize that some of the risk in which you've taken in your investment has been lowered, because there's a stop loss of at least 50% if you go to your entire 2x, which makes sense. And then on the other side, the upside, as we were just stating, it gets even more fun, right? Nothing like saving your own ass on the downside and then being completely floored on the upside as to what you just did to yourself, setting yourself up for your future for these types of things, especially when it works. Nobody needs to question that anymore. Today's the day. It works. That's it. No more argument.
Yeah. And we've been and doing a lot of things, and we've gotten stronger as a protocol with economic energy too. I think for the last, let me look and see. The last 16 days, we deposited 150 million Pulse from the SRE each day.
Every day, yeah.
150 million Pulse. That's how much SRE is earning in yield.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's crazy. Considering, I don't want to interrupt, but just want to put out some stats on that. The SRE started on like day 8.
Mm-hmm.
It took about 40 days to get the first billion in from the SRE as it was growing, slowly growing, just as we said it would. And then we launched the farms and it just exploded. Now we're putting in $1 billion like every week, it seems. Yeah,
yep. About every week, it's about $1 billion Pulse goes into the system. It's externally generated yield to the miners. Now that's the thing that makes Tru2X work. Externally generated yield. That is the secret sauce. I mean, we made no bones about it. We've not hidden it. We've been told everybody how we're going to do it. We've done it with emit live, told you the front runners, the whole 9 yards. Everything we've done is been transparent of how this works, and we're showing you why it works. And here's the results. We have our first 2x today.
Yeah.
So, what more can we do to say that why not? What else you can do with your pulse right now?
Yeah.
Except lose it with some meme coin trading is really all your options are right now.
Well, I mean, and then on top of it, like the SRE on its yield generation isn't just using Pulse Chain to generate yield. It's out on other networks generating yield, bringing in fresh capital from those other networks directly into Pulse Chain, helping everyone out, bringing in more liquidity in some sort of significant way or insignificant way, however you want to see it. Price is affected, volume is affected on chain, all positive, everything. And we're expanding, we're growing. This is just the beginning, right? We got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work, but we think we can whoop. What does Daniel say? We can whoop it, right?
We'll whoop it.
We can whoop it for as long as we possibly can. And to give like a little update, like we are in the process of looking to be able to expand our team. Obviously it's going to be very, very, very carefully, gone over on the selection of those types of folks. But yeah, if we want to do a major amount of expansion, then we're going to have to do these things. And we're working every day towards these goals while the protocol is, working every day, flawlessly, every day, doing exactly what it's supposed to do.
That's it. And that's it. I don't know if anybody's been on chain, mess around the whole chain, not just our Pulse Chain, but most crypto networks have been a little slower in the last couple of days because of the war and stuff. I think the data centers were hit. It slowed down a lot of transaction speeds and stuff. But I was going to show y'all here. This is a wallet I have most days deposits in. And the X factors here, I know about as max out as I can get. This starts with like a day 3 deposit, a day 4 miner. It's already at a 0.96x. It'll still take a bit before it gets to a 1x. It'll probably a week or so, maybe 2 weeks. And it is a 9.93. Then it goes down all of a sudden to a 0.4, a 0.3, 0.35, 0.42. It goes all the way down until you get to about day 17 deposits or day 18 miners. It goes right back up to 0.8. And then day 19 is 1.6, which is more than day 3. So you see that how the first 2.5 weeks of the system, you had a drop in X factors, and then it picked up because of the share rate in the deposits dropped off and allowed everybody to earn faster from day 19 on. And here we are, day 20 with the 2x here. But then day 21 is at a 0.89, and then 0.6, and a 0.5, and a 0.49, and a 0.47. And day 26 is a 0.89. It's above day 23 because more lower deposit day. Day 27, 0.99. Day 28, 1.06. And so this is what happens in the system when you have the shares that are the share rate that is being moved into the system, but the deposits changes, as well as the deposits from the SRE change as well. They were going up and up during these same days too, taking more shares off the table, which is what it does in the system. Now, lately, we've been pretty much at a status of 150 million pulse just because we've hit our sweet spot in our yield generation, waiting for the overall global system has to increase before we can really push that up. But that's okay because we're still staying strong. And a billion pulse a week is a lot of pulse to deposit into any system. And given the fact that we're in a down market and a bear, and everything around us is on fire, Tru2X is still providing high APR compared to anything else out there, bar none, in pulse, in the native L1. There's nothing else that even comes close to what we've done in APR terms. 1,237% is what the day 21 miners earn today.
And it's neat. I mean, the system being reflexive, it's not like a lot of systems, they have high APY at the very beginning, and then it kind of tapers off and slows down and all those types of things. But our system actually responds in reverse.
Mhm.
People start to get satisfied with their deposits and maybe don't make so many deposits anymore, or it's just a low deposit day. The system says, well, I'm going to incentivize you guys to do such a thing. Well, how do I do that? Well, I'm going to give you the highest APY that I can muster up.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll learn how I work.
Exactly.
Especially when you're getting your 2x faster than everybody else because you guys decided to F around and find out. Right.
Yep.
I mean, in a good way, kind of. I mean,
Right.
in a particular way
Yeah.
on how it works. But I mean, then we go back to that again. Like when people go, oh well, if I compound deposits already made, or if I go make a deposit today, then I'm getting put in the back of the line. No, nope, no, not with a system being reflexive like this. It'll satisfy the least amount of liability that it has first. Makes sense. The people who have the most shares, which is the lowest deposit day, is way easier to be able to satisfy. So the system does that. And then as soon as it chucks that out, those million shares that were deployed that day that gave those folks the opportunity to be able to have those shares in the first place are deleted from the global share rate, meaning that everybody for that one day. So, okay, there's two different ways to look at the share rates, because there's actually two different share rates. They're the ones that you get for your daily shares for making a deposit in the first place, of the million shares that are distributed in the first place. Then there's the global shares, the overall shares of the million shares that are distributed every day. So you would think that after 60 days, there'd be 60 million shares. No, there's not. Why? The SRE comes in, makes a deposit, and a ball just destroys whatever it brings in there and lowers that million shares in the very first place for people to be able to bid on. That overall lowers the global share rate and liability from the system to be able to pay out that 2x. It actually makes it easier for us to be able to complete the task. And then a 2x happens, like today. The million shares that were there that were representing the availability to hand out dividends to all those folks for that day are now destroyed as well. And no more dividends going out to those people. No more million shares. It actually gets deleted. So the overall global share rate actually doesn't increase by a million that day. It stays stagnant. So what you'll notice as 2x start to happen, which they will start to happen a lot more accelerated here soon. We were actually going over some data, over the raw data, without going through all the mumbo jumbo and how the acceleration happens. If you were to take that away, and you were to just look at the raw data, then we're to see like somewhere around like June-ish all the way through the rest of the year, pretty much 2x's are just going to start falling out of the sky, right? And it's because we can already look at the data that we have for the deposits that we already have, and we have a baseline for the floor level to be able to I guess forecast.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, we're never going to be 100% accurate, but the forecast is damn close enough to get people excited, especially when now we can have the proof of concept to give people the confidence that they need to be able to finally take the pulse out of their wallet that was just sitting there anyway, that they were probably going to sell at a 5x or a 10x or whatever psychological thing that happened to you, and you might as well be earning dividends. You might as well.
Yep. I mean, that's it, because there's no impermanent loss or trading risk with Tru2X. You literally make a deposit, sit, wait your time, and then you 2x, or even sooner, you can get out. It's your choice. So it's one of the safest plays you can do with the thing that had the most utility on chain, which is the L1, right? Because without it, nothing happens. Everybody has to have pulse. They want to operate pulse chain. It's the reason we built Tru2X to be what it is.
Let's not forget, CryptoCat in the chat brings up a very good point. Looking forward to partner cards getting activated.
That's another thing.
So now that we have a 2x, what happens, Neil? What happens now that we have a 2x?
Now we have a 2x on day 20. All the partner cards. So maybe go back up. So we have a partner program called the Integration Amplifier. In fact, let me pull it up. Hold on a second. I'll show you stuff. Let me stop sharing this screen. I'll share it up. So the integration amplifier is a partner program, and it is something that we developed to basically incentivize and allow uh, other protocols, because we don't have a token, so we're not competing, right, with anything, to have a cash flow model available to them. All right. So let's look at this. For example, these are some of the cards and some of the people. We can scroll around. There's different ones all the way through, different partners throughout the system. You got PGC, Neon, SolidX. Here we have Surf, Emit, True Farms, Unity, eShares, which is on base, Pulse Bitcoin and others, right? So what happens is now that this first 2X has happened, the partner cards then, what they do is they allow any user, whoever they are, to make a deposit on behalf of their partner community. So if you are a Emit user, for instance, and you want to support Emit, when you make a deposit, you use ID 130 in your deposit. So you come here when you go to the auction house and you make a deposit, and you go to inner lobby. Let's see, I'll write that down. There's a reference number, which is the ID number. You put 130 there if you're making a fresh deposit. And that would be Emit, in this case, ID number. When you make a deposit, 5% of the shares of your deposit will be attributed to Emit. And those shares will then generate the pulse that will be associated with a brand new miner on Emit's behalf. And that miner will go through the system like every other miner, and it will 2x. When it hits a 1.5x, it's all compounded. But everything after 1.5x or 25% of the value of earnings will be then taken when it matures and go and buy the partner's tokens from the market. And then when you have the claim contract finished, you come here and click this button, which will turn blue eventually. You click this button and claim your proportional share as a holder of the partner token. Or in this case of Emit, it will be burned because they have their emission token, but be bought from the system and then burned and then taken off the market. That's what the integration amplifier does. And so what this does is it provides a cash flow model for all the partners who participate with Tru2X. And it doesn't cost a partner anything. They come to us and say, look, I would like a partner ID. You get set up, we get your logo and all, set your card up, and it's up to the partner then to tell all the users, like Emit, to tell all those users, hey, use 130 ID when you make your deposits in Tru2X, because we get the benefit. And so what's going to happen is, over time, if let's say Emit has a bunch of users, and they do this, and every time they make deposits and then they compound or new deposits come in, every day a brand new miner is started for Emit. That means every day a new miner is going through the system. So when these miners start going through, they'll start having their X factors happen all the way through. Then eventually Emit will have all their miners, and then 25% of all the profits are buying Emit every day, or every week, or however it works out when the miners mature. And Emit gets bought at the market. That's free buy pressure, free cash flow to every partner who participates. Yes, this is new. Nobody's ever done this before in crypto, ever. We are the first. We know that. It's hard to wrap your mind around it, but we're not taking anything from Emit. We're providing them cash, future buy pressure over time. And on top of that, it's not a one-time buy. So today's day 20 miners, or day 21 miners, so they mature today. They leave the system. Emit's miners will mature and leave the system. We will take that profit that was associated with Emit today, if there was any. We don't know. Daniel knows specifically. We will buy Emit off the market, stick it in its wallet associated with this card. It'll sit there. Now, tomorrow, guess what? All that Emit that was bought is going to start over again with the next wallet, because it's compounding every time. So all the 1.5x, or the 75% of all the pulse that was earned, is compounded. So Emit's going to have a whole bunch of miners associated with it, and guess what? That's even more value the next go round. So by the time the same value goes through the system again, it's 75% bigger buying then its purchasing power then is even greater on the next time per
And
miner.
it's really impactful to explain that in that respectful way, that it's a baseline, as if price isn't moving, right? That it builds value and continues to build value while purchasing the tokens of the partners. But like we were talking about before, when price moves, strategy moves, and your availability to do things, you have options now. So if price 10x'd on Pulse, so do the purchases.
Correct.
That we buy.
So the $100 you're buying today of EMIT is going to be $1,000 to buy EMIT when the price 10x for that miner when it matures. Think about that. Every partner who's participating is going to see these kind of movements in buy pressure in the market, right? So if you're here now at the bottom, what's going to happen when the price, the whole market moves up? It's going to be a massive amount of buy pressure that's going to come periodically that you don't have to do anything for. It just happens automatically because Tru2X is doing the buying for you. And then the users, let's say, for instance, for Tetra users, since it's a static supply, they come claim their tokens. And the tokens, let's say their tokens are 10x more value in the future than they are right now. Oh my gosh. People say, that's a lot of money they can then withdraw, and so they want to sell the potential tokens they can, or stake them, or whatever they're going to do. So this is if you think long term and what the impact is for a protocol by partnering with Tru2X, they will have they're basically seeding their future buys now, because price will go up eventually, and they will have even more value attributed to them, and they'll have more green candles on their charts without any users participating. That's pretty impressive.
Yep. Yeah. Definite benefit for everyone, for sure. In general, it really helps us out, and allows for unity in the marketing, unity in the chain. Hell, it might even represent itself in a way when we do our expansion, that we might have a whole army of people that come with us, bringing value that they've already created in the systems that we already have, magnifying these types of things even further, which obviously when these things come to fruition, which I believe they will, we'll have another live stream and we'll talk all about that as well, and why and how it happened and why it benefits you and all these types of things. I mean, Neil and I are doing our damnedest to try to look as far forward ahead on these types of strategies, not for our own implementation, which, I mean, yes, obviously we need to make sure that the SRE is working as efficiently as possible. But we also do it for our community as well, helping them out with, not telling them what to do, but providing them with the options of what they can do, and just letting them sift that out on their own, and then that's when we'll hopefully have some more testimonial on these types of things, which is really, really impactful. But it's not like we don't expect that to happen. We absolutely do. Right. That's how confident that we are, especially even now. Like, I don't think there's a lack of confidence with us, but with other people, completely, absolutely understandable. Right. And then hopefully some of this washes that away. Yeah. Right. We can really start to get serious about this type of stuff. Well, as a community. Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the problem is, most of us we're all beat to death because of the market, right? And what's happening to Pulse chains specifically, and the low volume and stuff like that. But we're also been beat to death by, hey, I sacrificed for XYZ project, now it's worth zero, right? Or, the project works and functions, but nobody uses it, or whatever the case may be. And it's understandable, because not everything works in a bear market, and that's fine, and it's fair. It's not designed. Not everything's designed to work in a downward trend. And things, smart contracts, they're supposed to function. But we built Tru2X. We were very fortunate to finish it in the bottom here, because it took over 2 years to develop this, and then bring it to market a couple of days before Christmas, 79 days ago, which was like the worst time ever. If y'all think about that, that's like the worst time ever to launch anything in a bear at holiday. Everybody's on vacation and stuff. Here we are, we're launching a product, and $500,000 for pulse cannon, which was astounding. We were dumbfounded by the level of trust the community would have in us, and that seeded the system to do what it's doing today. Now, had things happen a little bit differently, maybe probably 2x is faster than that, but that's a word on the bridge, and that's just not how people chose to use the system. That's okay. Well, here we are now with the first 2x, and we're moving forward, continue to build, and expand, and develop. But this system is designed to be multi-cycle. It's not designed to be, when pulse hits its peak, we're going to go into fade away to oblivion. No, we're going to keep going. It's designed to keep steadily moving, just like Hex is designed to run multi-cycle with all the T shares. It does what it does. We are the exact same way. We just keep moving because every 2x disappears from the system. Tomorrow will not exist. I mean, when the clock ticks over tomorrow, day 20 depositors, day 21 miners are gone forever. They won't exist. They're gone. That's how the system is designed to work. They disappear from the system, and their shares are gone, and the system is benefited by it. And we move forward. We are here, though, to provide the service to you, the user, and ourselves, as we are users. Hexfish and I are both users of our own system. We both heavily invested because we realize the power of the system, how it's designed to function. And it's not about, right now, in a bear, it's not about dollars, it's about units. And this is a different way to think about crypto than most people look at dollars. How much can I make? Well, that's a short-term goal. But if you're thinking multi-cycle, if I'm thinking the next bull, not this bull, but the next bull, and I want to have a lot of pulse, and I expect pulse to be a competitor of Ethereum. And let's say the next bull, Ethereum, say $15,000. Not this bull, but the next. What can I expect pulse to be? What's pulse $3? That's interesting.
Even a penny, I'd be happy.
Well, I'm just doing ratio, but even a penny. Look, let's say pulse is a penny.
I'd be excited as hell. Yeah.
Right? And you have millions upon millions of pulse because you use Tru2X. You doubled it. Because you use 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. If those of you in computers, y'all get this, right? Yeah. It goes up fast. And if you can get multiple X's a year, in this case, we hit the first X hit in 60 days, less than 59 days.
Yeah. So
day 20 people could potentially 2X at least 2 times in a calendar year, if not more. Not bad. It's not bad at all.
Yeah.
So, and as the future happens, people come in and the system moves and, all the things. And if people leave the system because of, hey, price went up, I'm going to leave. I'm at a 1.3x, I'm going to leave. Hey, guess what? That's more shares for the rest of us. Those are staying. Get higher share rates. And they get way more pulse for the deposits because you left. Thank you for your contribution. We appreciate that.
That's right. I mean, I think it'll be really interesting for those that are starting to understand that type of logic now when they go, man, if in any sense people believe that price will go up, which I think there's a lot of people that believe eventually it will, then when that happens, those who are already in our system today purchasing this cheap pulse now, and the price goes up 5-10x, anyone who's trying to purchase pulse at that point in time that's not involved in our system has lost the economic energy of that 5 to 10x. Meanwhile, you've stored it. You have literally stored the value and are gaining it in our system because we preempted you to be able to purchase and utilize the protocol now. So think about that. We don't know when price is going to go up. We don't know how much price is going to go up, but you should probably implement a strategy. Grab an extra wallet, right? Take 10% of your DCA and start storing that pulse up, right?
Correct.
Get your 2X and take 10% of that and start storing that shit up, because then you're going to realize that what you have is a literal gold mine. while everyone else can't get as much as what you have, right? We were
Exactly.
joking around about you don't have enough pulse. When price goes up, you're definitely going to feel like everyone else around you doesn't have enough pulse, and you made a pretty good damn decision to do these types of things. Even now, even without price going up, you're still making money in
Right.
lows, right? Like it's a no-brainer type situation, you know. And I
Yeah.
get it. It takes a little bit to wrap people's heads around it. I get it. But proof of concept, in my opinion, which who the hell am I anyway? But I'll throw this out there. With the proof of concept, some of those things will kind of roll off your back a little bit. Some people don't care how a computer works. They just know that it does. And that's good enough for them to go spend $4,000 or $5,000 on a computer to play their video games,
Right.
you know, type of thing. Well, this is the same concept. It works. Do you need to know how? Not really. Will you want to know how? I can guarantee it. I can guarantee that you will become intrigued as to how the hell we do it. And it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. We do crypto the way crypto is supposed to be done. It's very simple. It's a lot of work, but we're dedicated. We're dedicated to do this for sure.
Exactly. I mean, here's a good, along those lines, here's like we had 150 million pulse added today or yesterday. The day, when I say day, I mean it's a protocol day. This hasn't been updated yet, so it's still it's yesterday's protocol day's information. So 150 million pulse. So that's $1,500 worth of pulse at today's prices, nominally speaking. We go to sack rate, it's equivalent to $15,000 we've added in the past, right? Think about it. That's $15,000 we added in the past. We did it for 16 days straight. It's a lot of money, right? We've added a total of 4.477 billion pulse. That's $47,000 a day. Or if we 10x, go to sack rate, that's $470,000 we've given to everybody who participated so far on yesterday's day to date from external yield generation, not internal, external. Okay, $500,000 we injected when price does 10x. I mean, today alone we distributed 1.128 billion pulse was distributed to all the miners. That's a chunk. That's that's more. That's what is it? About $12,000 today we distributed. Yeah, $12,000 today we distributed alone to all the participants in Tru2X, all the miners, all the days.
Apparently, it's so much pulse it doesn't even fit on the card. The 4.4 billion. It runs.
Yeah, I know, right? It just it's too big,
too much.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't plan that out when we did the layout, but I mean, it is what it is, right? So these are things that we realize that we've been averaging about 1 billion pulse a day in dividend distributions, plus or minus. You add high days, low days, for the last probably month. It's been about 1 billion pulse we've been distributing every day, which is a lot. We're at the bear. That's a lot of money to distribute to people who are participating in these systems. And so as people then get to the 2X and mature and they're enjoying these games and how the system works and all the mechanisms and stuff, we have miners that are owned by the system. They're called 1X miners who only go to a 1X. That means they make a deposit, they get their yield, they make a deposit, they get their 1X and they leave. They break even. But they contribute to all these daily deposits.
Yeah.
Which allows for guaranteed every day, which basically allows for a guaranteed yield deposit of volume no matter what, across any user interaction. That's the SRE, excluding SRE, it just does what it does. And we have a whole bunch of about over 1,200 of these suckers, different wallets and stuff that they're making deposits every day. Poor Daniel.
I know,
right? But this is what we have. these are seeded with the pulse that's been in the system, and they continually make deposits every day.
Yep.
And do that. And when they get to 1x, they leave. They break even, they leave.
Yep.
They make their contribution, and all the people who are going for the 2x, they receive the benefit.
Yep. No miner left behind.
No miner left behind. And so when you have things like that, when we built the system, we had the 1XR miners running this thing every day, which are going to go to 1x. We have the 2x miners from the integration amplifier partners. So the average is about a 1.5x that they are going to. The system doesn't have to have a whole lot of then liability. The liability is lowered, and therefore it's easy for the SRE to help sustain these deposits and then make everybody whole. So when this system, the way it runs is no one will ever be left behind. There'll never be a last man standing where somebody's exit liquidity or anything like that. If everybody today, right now today, said, you know what, I'm done with Tru2X. They all left. They hit exit every miner they had, and all that was left was our system miners and our IA partners, and probably the team, because we wouldn't leave. The system would actually continue to run. And those IA wallets and those 1XR miners and our personal stuff, guess what would happen? It would 2x way faster. We get all the shares because nobody else is here. That's what would happen. And we would continue to do the exact same thing we're doing right now because the SRE is basically stacked and loaded, doing its job every day. It'll continue depositing this 150 million every day, but there don't want to be a handful of miners, proportionally receiving the yield.
Yep.
So we'd all get like probably a 10x allocation of shares every day on our personal stuff and all the other miners and then 2x miners as well. The system is actually designed to run autonomously, even if no users come in.
Yep.
And so let me see if it's on here. He's got that graphic. I don't know if he looked over. Let me see. No, I don't know what this one. I'll pull it up in a second. But yeah, I mean, we are just go ahead. Excuse me.
Well, I mean, like you pointed before, like the failings of some protocols, volume, the price of the asset that somebody sacrificed for, you just don't know who you're getting in bed with in the community wise, whether it be the founder or just users or an entire group that pool together just so they can extract all the value before anyone else can. But one of the big killers for sure is people just not using it. Well, we built that into the system, so we don't have that failing point. Like the system will be used. We guarantee it because the system will use the system. So that's why there will never be any miners left behind. And with the SRE doing its thing, it guarantees a 2x. We can say that in public to you guys, the word guarantee with confidence that you'll get your 2x, right? The length in which in time it takes is based on you. If you get yourself deposited in a heavy day and you don't get very many shares out of it, you should compound as soon as you get dividends into that card. You could do it every day. You can do it once a week. You could do it once a month. If you're a busy person, we completely understand that, but you can make the choice to do that whenever you want. I suggest that you capture a higher share rate as soon as you possibly can when you realize that you're in a higher day. Maybe the floor gets lower and there's better opportunities for even the people that are making deposits today. We talk about it a lot. The people who come in today are the ones that are going to get rewarded the biggest because the system's now a lot more advanced. It's moving a lot more efficiently. It's set its floor. We've got 2x's that are happening. The mechanisms are starting to topple over and work a little bit faster even, especially with 2x.
And SRE is bigger too. So its contribution is bigger. So compared to day, say 7 versus day 78, right? SRE contribution 0 or very little. Like 8 million was the first deposit versus 150 million today.
Yeah.
That's a huge difference, right? Yeah. So those people in day 8, who I think it was day 8, who got the SRE first deposit versus now, that's what this orange lines represents here is the deposit. I know it says day 40, it starts at day 45, but in this particular graphic, but right here, it just the deposits went up and up and up. And right now, we've been holding pretty steady because of the global yield generation. But that's way more than day 8. So day 70 or day 9 repeat depositors who come in tomorrow will have way better share rate than anybody in the beginning. In fact, the share rate only gets relatively even. I think it's about what, day 60 something was it started to level off. But everybody before then, they got less. So everybody after that got more. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
Day 20 was a very low day of all the days. It kind of got jumped ahead of everybody else. The next fastest is day 19, then day 28, based upon the thing. So it's day 20, day 19, then day 28, then whatever's left after that. I'll do the calculation tomorrow. I'll post it, but that's where we are. But as the system gets stronger, as it gets bigger and more lucrative in its yield earnings, the system gets more and more value deposited to it, and then users then can basically absorb that value and take it as depositors, as miners, and then receive it and then earn more yield for the deposits. So when we say these things, this is not just pie in the sky. We're not just talking out of anything. This is proof of concept, proof of work, proof of the fact that this stuff works as it works. It works because we built the system and designed it in a way to be efficient, effective, multi-cycle, and not have the problems that plagues most of crypto, which is a token. There's no token here; it's false. So we're not telling you to give us your pulse, and we give you some of the lesser value. None of that happens. There's no impermanent loss risk. There's no trading risk, anything like that. It's just deposit, wait, earn, and then you can compound and earn more, or if you can wait and exit, you can do that too. It's your choice. Makes no difference to us.
That's right. That's right. Oh, and to celebrate our first 2X, we decided to actually do something nice for I suppose the entire Pulse Chain community.
Yep.
For this is that we're going to do a giveaway of True Farm tokens in a 5-day event. We posted it on Tru2X what the prerequisites are to participate, but I'll go over it right now just for shits and giggles, just for fun. So in this event, this 5-day event, to participate, we included an image on there that we'd like for you to repost with it, or if you'd like, I know anonymity is important, and a lot of people don't want to put their stuff on there. But if you want to screenshot your 2X card and post that, by all means, you absolutely can do that. Or you can just share the true "we got our 2X." It'll be impactful. Seeing a lot of those with people out there. We really want to try to get as much engagement as we possibly can. So that's going to be the driving force of who wins this particular event. So we're asking to at least share the image that we have on the post there on Tru2X, to follow us, the True DeFi account, Neil and I. Tag 3 of your friends like normal, like, retweet, and comment. But like I said, the top engagement earners of the likes and the retweets are the ones that are going to actually win. It's not going to be a random draw. It's going to be whoever is the most effective engagement farmer for this event will win. First place will be 100 True Farm tokens. Second place is 50. Third place is 25. And we're going to do, for those who are reposting the image or their 2X card, we will do a random selection drawing for another 100 True Farm tokens as a bonus. So I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty nice. We could do more. We probably will in the future. We have other milestones, but this one's pretty important, I think. So we appreciate everyone for participating with us and trusting in us to do what we said. And I think that we can pat ourselves on the back for doing what we said that we were going to do and being transparent with the community as much as possible It's almost, in Pulse Chain especially, it's almost exciting to be the guys that are transparent. When we have stuff that we want to say, we do not shy away from coming out and telling everybody into the public, look, this is what's going on. This is why it's happening. This is how you can benefit. Or this is what you can do, strategize, those types of, this shit is fun. Sorry for my language, but it's fun. So doing these types of giveaways and things, no sweat off our back. Trying to get this engagement. We do a lot of work. We're just asking for you to do a little too.
Well, yeah, I mean, and the more the merrier, right? Because like all things in crypto, the more people are engaged in any system, no matter what system it is, the better it is for everybody involved. So crypto is unique in that it takes it takes a village concept. Is the bigger the village, the more powerful and more impactful the economic energy is of the village. And look at the Pulse chain as a good example of the chain. If we had more people coming in, the price would go up. It's just that simple. It's a fact. All the chains are that same way. And so every DeFi system that's out there, no matter what thing you're into or whatever, even our partners or whatever, like Emit and RhinoFi and Gelato and others, DexFi or Base and stuff. I mean, Vouch and all those systems, they're our partners. We work with them. We utilize their services, most every day, in and out. And so it's a very reciprocal network of partnerships that we've created. And this is above and beyond the integration amplifier partners. Some of these obviously all these guys are integration amplifier partners, but it does help that, as we bring value and economic energy to them, they bring it to us and back and forth. Thus, everybody wins because crypto is all about movement of economic energy. It's all about the velocity of money. As money moves through any system, the velocity of money increases value and economic energy, therefore yield, in our case, to the users. If you just sit in your bags and I have a moon bag, I'm going to put it in a cold storage wallet and sit here and not do anything. Okay, it's very secure and safe. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's not making you anything. You're just sitting there. And if you're hoping and waiting for price to go up over time, which is nothing wrong, hodling, there's nothing wrong with hodling, but it's not giving you more other than price appreciation as it comes whenever the market decides to move. But if you're getting more units, if you were in Bitcoin back in the day, you had 1,000 Bitcoin back when Bitcoin was 30 cents, when Richard got in, right? And you could earn more Bitcoin through a system that existed, and you could earn, say, 1 Bitcoin a day, and you just did that, where would you be right now? And you start with 1,000, you need to buy any more. You earn 1 Bitcoin a day for today, however many days it's been, and how much money you would have now. That was a system that existed back then. That's pre-DeFi. The point is, you'd be way better. So, if you think Pulse is going to go up in value, or any L1 we decide to utilize in the future with Tru2X tools, and you think it'll be better and more valuable in the future, and you can get a bunch of it now, and get more as you use the tool to increase your token count, how much better will you be in the future? And that's the point. That's how True DeFi works with Tru2X and the tools we built. And so, we get about an hour now. We'll probably shut the stream down, but we appreciate their community and their effort, their participation. We know that we're probably not the most popular group on the chain because we do things differently. We made no bones about it. We are here not to extract value from you, the user, but to provide a service. True DeFi is building service tools for you, the user, in DeFi. And we built the farm, the True Farms, as an extension of True DeFi and Tru2X to leverage the yield generation to bring it back to Tru2X. That's what exists. It allows us to then bring yield in as one of many things. Like I said, we have our partners like DexFi and Emit and RhinoFi, Gelato, and Vouch, and others. So this is what we're doing, and we believe that, and it is our premise that working together with other protocols is beneficial, and that working together will allow the sum. I guess the sum of the parts of the whole is greater than the parts themselves. So as you think, how's that saying go? The sum is greater than the all equal of the parts of the whole, or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
as we work together and work in unison, the reciprocity we have with all the different partners brings value to all the users of all the systems.
Yeah.
And those who think, hey, I'm going to use the integration amplifier to really boost my position, it's just added bonus. It's like the cherry on top. So we see ourselves as a service protocol, not for you, the user, as an individual, but the protocols who need yield. We offer cash flow. Here it is. Here's a tool that offers cash flow. If you can get people in your system to utilize it by making deposits with Pulse, they already have in their wallets. The protocol will receive future and perpetual benefits, which grow and compound every time the system goes through its cycle. Perpetual, and it's something that is unique. It's one of a kind. We're the first to do it, and it's okay. And we understand people's trepidation, but here we are. Give us a try. Proof of concept is out. 2X is here, and we hope that you, the user, and the protocols who are looking into us see that we're serious. We're here to stay. We're building every day, and we're looking to expand the Tru2X's impact and its positioning in different chains, as well as growing the Pulse chain to be a mecca, so to speak, of value and DeFi tools and services for all those who participate.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, we're always in the Telegram at t.me/Tru_P2X. That's TRU_P2X. Okay. We're more than happy to assist and help. We've got a great admin team that is particularly knowledgeable about being able to help people get whatever situation's going on, help strategize and things like that. And I will say this as well. If this event is impactful, I'll up the next giveaway amounts. Mm-hmm. I'll up them. If we can show that this type of thing is effective, to be able to get out there to try to get knowledge out to more people with the types of things that we do and what we're about, with the community's efforts, we'll give more to the community. I will give more to the community if need be. I know Neil's down for that. I know all about it. Yeah. It doesn't take much arm twisting for that.
Right.
And that's not something that we discussed. I literally just brought this up right now, that I'll increase the rewards on the next time if we can prove that this is an effective way to do this type of thing, to get some more engagement. Right. Mm-hmm. A little bit of work can go a long ways. And I think that all of you guys know exactly how this works. And you guys are all smart enough to be able to do that. So let's make some money. Let's get some rewards. Let's do this shit. This is going to be exciting. Who knows if 2026 is going to be the year, but who gives a shit? We're making money now.
Exactly. Yep. If you don't have more pulse now than you did before, whose fault is that? That's what it boils down to. And I don't want to put any, and I'm not slighting anybody else, because there's other systems that work great. Don't get me wrong. Systems like Clouds and UPulse and Pi pools and all, they work great. We need them. We need validators. I'm not slighting them at all. And I think you should support them. We support them. That's what we use to earn yield. And these are necessary things to, basically, support and give the economic energy and the validation for the chain to operate. But if you deposit with us, we'll support them too. So guess what? Any deposit made with Tru2X supports the validators as well. So don't worry about that. We are here to help. We're here to support. We're here to work with and work alongside any protocol. We are agnostic in our approach. So we are here just to be a giver of yield to the Pulse chain space and in the DeFi space in general. And so, like I said, like we said earlier, we work on chain. It's like AJ Botman, those guys over at DexFi. I did a stream with him, and they have a bond program that utilizes their their system over there. It works real great, pays yield, and it's a very powerful way to earn yield over on banks. And that guess what those USD dollars do? They're going to pulse change and buy pulse. They're buying pulse every day from a cross chain system.
I love that part. I love it.
So eventually, as we expand to other chains, that's what's going to happen. Same thing's going to happen. So pulse chain will get some love and always get some love because this is our home base, right? This is where we operate. This is where we want to see you, the pulse chain user, benefit because we've all been in the trenches. We're all together. We've all been sacrificers and done the thing and follow Richard and everything. And so let's move forward together and let's do more crypto and put our pulse to work and not let's just idle our wallets and hoping that the green candle happens today because we never know when it's going to happen. And if it does happen, you never hit the top anyway, so don't worry about it unless you got something sophisticated, bit of software. But let's do the smart thing and get more pulse. That's it. Just acquire more pulse. We offer the tool service to do so, which is Tru2X.
Absolutely, love it. Great times we live in right now.
Yep.
I mean, there's wars going on, but we're making money. Like this one. So, yeah, got better things to discuss.
Well, at least some of us who actually deposited on day 20.
Oh, just have to go there. I'm not doing this on stream. All you guys and all you community members in the chat, I know you're having your little laugh right now, but I will say this: if I didn't make that mistake, then that deposit volume on that day would have been a lot higher if I would have deposited that day, and it would have been a normal day. So I can say that this 2X happened because I slept in.
Right. Thank you, Execution, for being a lazy bum. We appreciate it, my friend.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Oh boy, that's okay. Don't worry, guys. He's got 1.8x's and stuff like that. So don't feel too sorry for him.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Well, that's good. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody showing up. Execution, appreciate my friend from helping with this stream. But yeah, for all of us at Tru2X, we appreciate everyone who's helped us, supported us, love the community, and we're here to stay. So just come join us. Any questions? Come to our chat. It's in all our social media. Use the promotional link and stuff that's on X that with the program. Try to get you some True Farm tokens where we're giving them out. If you are interested in farming, we have truefarms.io that you can farm. It's a fork emit, and Karos and us have worked together really, really hard to give a very another quality farm on Pulse for users to earn yield and DAI stablecoin as well as the native farm tokens. So yeah, there are options out there in availability. DeFi is the future. It is the future of finance. And if you're in a bank, I'll give you a quick story. Today, I met with my banker, had some paperwork I had to go do. I was talking to her. We were talking about her, money and politics, and not when I say politics, I mean worldwide issues and stuff. And she's like, yeah. I'm so glad I got in at 7% on a 5-year CD. I looked at her. I said, really? She said, oh, yeah, I got in. And I just laughed and laughed. I said, my friend, I'm getting at least 3 figures every day, all my deposits. And some of 200%. I didn't even mention this day 20 stuff to her. It would have blown her mind. She wouldn't even comprehend it. She looked at me, she's like, what? I said, it's crypto and it's DeFi. We don't have to, your overhead. This building we're sitting in that costs about $1 million, we ain't got to pay for it. We pay what most systems will pay, for servers, a couple $100 a month for servers and stuff like that. That's it. That's our overhead. We don't have to have it. We ain't gonna pay your salary and all these things. And she looked at me. She's like, well, how in the world are you getting your money in there? I'm like, look at my deposits. That's where it's coming from Coinbase and stuff.
Yeah.
At all. And she's like, oh. I said, look, you're getting 7%. You are lucky if you get 1% by the time inflation hits you when that CD's mature. Mm-hmm. She's like, oh. I said, what about your 401k? She's like, I don't want to talk about it. There you go.
Oh,
I said, there you go, right there. I said, I've blown your 401k away with Tru2DeFi. Period. It can't even compare to your 401k. So
Right.
there you go. And she's like, oh. So traditional finance it cannot compete. DeFi is the way it is, and Tru2Defi is here to serve. So thank y'all. Appreciate everybody for showing up. And if you have any questions, come to our chat at T.any Tru_P2X. We're here all the time. We're almost all the time. The chat's open. Ask questions. We're here. Answer anything you got. And we thank y'all for showing up and enjoy your 2X this week. Have a nice day. Take care.